Hi, everyone. I came in hot. I'm checking the sound because it's storming. I want to hear the sound first. It may not be good for video today. Hi, Sister Sonia. What is going on? Okay, can you hear me okay? It is completely storming out here, and so I wasn't sure if I could actually go live. So please, Sonia, let me know. There's some major feedback. Yeah, so please let me know if it sounds okay. Hi from Norway. Guys, I have so much to say, but it's like it's storming, so it may be hard to hear me. Please let me know if the sound is okay. Let me check it on my end. Oh, loud. You can hear me okay? Okay, I'm gonna try to roll with it. If it gets horrible, then I was just gonna come back here tomorrow. Guys, it's about to get good. I'm gonna wait for my peeps, everybody to come in. And guys, when you come in, subscribe to the channel and please put a like on the video. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of a few things here while we are waiting for people to come in. So we will start momentarily in a few minutes. Let's just allow everyone to walk in the building. I don't know if anybody, guys, have called this, but I am telling you, it's given the vibe. I don't even trust, I don't trust Charlie anymore. Not to say I really all the way trusted him, but see, these people, when they put people in a victim position, they shut the door so you don't ask any more questions. So we've been focused so much on Erica Kirk. Hold on, Charlie, wait. Let's swing back around to you because why is everybody names all interconnected? This is what we're going to talk about. It's about to get good. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what all source is going to say. I have a few things that I want to present to you guys, but I am telling you that I don't know if anyone has taken a look into how all of these names are interconnected, even Tyler's name, and even some other people's names that we haven't even heard from yet. And it's given the vibe, and you guys know I'm going to zone this thing out and look at it from a macro level. I'm going to tell you what's truly going on and why it was purposely a sloppy operation. We were always to find this out. And I think I've already said that, but I'm circling back around to that now. While we're waiting for a few more people to come in here, I'm going to give a few announcements, guys, because it is almost the end of the year. And we are kicking off January 3rd to be exact, with our January juice fast or water fast or vegan fast or fasting from alcohol or whatever it is that you want to do. But the point is that we're going to couple that with some quantum healing as a group, where we're going to meet once a week for the month of January, and we are going to heal on a quantum level. We're going to be doing a group past life regression. We are going to be learning how to remove our own, dense energies. We're going to learn a little bit chromotherapy, do some heart and brain coherence. We're going to tap into the subconscious mind. We're going to do guided meditation. We are going to talk to source. You're going to get, of course, channel messages. So it's going to be a beautiful thing. Because, next year is the year of the one, where everything starts over. And this is the point of what today's video I think is going to lead to when we zone this sucker out. They know what time it is, and we're going to get to it. I'm not going to give it away, the grand finale. But nevertheless, you can enroll in that, sign up for that. There's some links down below. And also, I have my quantum telepathic hypnosis session with past life regression discounted. It's half off to the end of the month. A lot of you guys have already taken advantage of it. I can't make it any cheaper. It's like $200, $300 off. The best healing But oh my God, it is such a beautiful session. It is about a 3-4 hour session. So you got to be ready for that. But nevertheless, that link is down below. So I think I've said all of those things while we're waiting for some more of you guys to come in. And we will get started in a moment, okay? Guys, shout out your country, your city, your village, your providence, your tribe, I mean, your mood, whatever, you know, the language you speak, I don't know, just whatever you feel. It's going to be a good time. I'm not going to be on here long because there's a lot happening, a lot, a lot going on, and it's kind of storming here, so I hope that the weather behaves while we can get this laid out. Okay. All right. Erika Kirk, Tyler Robinson, and Charlie, the biggest lie ever told. That's what we're going to talk about. Welcome in. Greetings, everyone. You're tuning in now. You guys, I am feeling so good today. I am telling you, I am just feeling so good. Okay, let me zone in. Allow me to introduce myself properly. My name is Tahira, Mother of the Ages. I am a supernatural quantum healer and a clinical hypnotherapist by trade. I specialize in spiritual hypnosis, quantum telepathic hypnosis. It's my own form of hypnosis. Yeah, it's my own, sorry guys, it's late. It's my own form of hypnosis. Where guys, we really get into the crevices of the soul. So as of the cleanse, right, the juice cleanse is going to cleanse you out on a cellular level and help you break down all of that plaque, right? This is for like a spiritual cleansing. It gets into the crevices of your soul. It gets into the traumas that you didn't even know that you had. And it allows you to release not only on a quantum level, but through all of the different templates that we work through on this channel. And I love to remove things from the ancestral template, but that's enough about me. That is who I am. So I have to give a little bit of a, you know, just a disclaimer, I guess. When you come on this channel, guys, you have to understand what you are witnessing. This is not some, you know, some just random psychic or anything like that. I deal with what we call source codes. So and everything that I present on my channel are literally codes that I have within myself as Mother of the Ages, things that need to be healed on a collective scale, right? And my job as Mother of the Ages is to help us heal those things and literally move to a higher spirit of consciousness, releasing the lower third so that humanity can eventually evolve past this paradigm and return back into the oneness, wholeness, group consciousness spirit, okay? So this is why we're here, and this is why we're in the psychic investigation, because they always wanted it to look sloppy. I'm here to tell you, it is the biggest lie ever sold, girl. They sold this stuff. And Candace Owens, girl, you did good. She sold this stuff. Now, you know how I feel about Candace Owens. I think Candace Owens has done the big reveal. I think she's been great. But now when we start to zone out, because the other day we went into a galactic template, Candace Owens is controlled opposition. I don't think she knows that she is, but she is, because we need both light and dark. We need the polarities, right? In order for the grand siphon, because the whole goal, what we found out, is for them to siphon not just the energy from humanity, the consciousness. And this is why they teamed up with AI, so that AI could facilitate that, right? Still our intellectual properties, which come from soul and spirit. And, you know, AI will funnel that through a system where it literally disconnects you from your authentic code, the things that made you, and how God created you. And, you know, unfortunately, Erika Kirk is part of that energy, that open AI energy, 3i Atlas energy. She is attached to a grand wizard, you know, and it's some sort of AI galactic being. And I have to say this because, you know, then we're going to get into, you know, the new findings in the psychic investigation. But nevertheless, when you look at it on that scale, I mean, really, we can see that all of this is a lie. And I'm starting to get the vibe now that Charlie Kirk is in on this as well. Now, like I've said in the beginning, Charlie Kirk always knew they were going to do the staged thing. But what he didn't know is what would happen afterwards. I think Erika went rogue afterwards. I think she went rogue, as we outlined, and we're going to visit the Chucky movie back again, because we found this whole script in the Child's Play series. We found it, guys, and I'm here to tell you there are some other names in there that are related to Charlie, that are part of the Child's Play Chucky series. It's getting freaky, and it's getting really cuckoo. And really quickly, let me just add that. Let me see if I can add that picture. This is crazy. The levels that people will stoop, how intricate everyone's in on it. Wait till I pull these names. Wait till I pull these names and the meaning of these names, of what it literally says. It's about to blow a gasket. It's about to blow a gasket. Like, it really, truly is. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But all I know is that something ain't right. Now, listen. Listen at this, Linda. Listen. Let's back up. And this whole time, I've never, ever felt the need to talk about Tyler. Never. Never, because he's a non-factor. Because we could all see with our spiritual eye that obviously he wasn't the shooter. But let me back up something here. I'm going to read something to you guys. Going back to the movie's Child's Play. Right? Let's examine a little bit about Tyler. Then we're going to get into this, because something something just is not adding up. So when we look at this Child's Play movie, you guys know Chucky, the little doll that went on a little murdering spree and was murking everybody, girl. So let's just read this little synopsis here. So it says, gunned down by Detective Mike Norris, Chris Sanderan, dying murderer Charles Lee Ray. So, gunned down by Detective Mike Norris. So I don't know who was gunned down. Oh, this. Okay, here it is. So it's describing what happens in the Child Play movie. So, gunned down by Detective Norris. Who was gunned down? It was a dying murderer, Charles Lee Ray. As you know, that Charles is Charlie's true name, which means Freeman. So Charles Lee Ray uses black magic to put his soul inside of a doll named Chucky. So we have Charles, which means Freeman. But remember, when he was gunned down, dying, didn't want to die, what have I said? That Charlie's consciousness was going into someone else. But what if this is not the first time Charlie's consciousness has done this? What if they're showing us that Charlie's consciousness has done this multiple times before? So Charles Lee Ray did not want to die, used black magic to go inside of a doll named Chucky. You guys know that Chucky is a nickname for Charles, just like Charlie is a nickname for Charles. Are you getting it? This is his second gen. And I think I said that a long time ago, but we never cracked it open because there was so much Erika stuff happening. So get this. I think Charlie's consciousness has done this before, as it outlines here. And what did it say? Let's just follow this. I don't know. This just came on my spiritual desk. I don't want to blame him, but this is a psychic investigation. We got to also consider that the person who the incident or the event happened to was also in on it, if we are really doing a good psychic investigation. I think Candace Owen should touch upon this. If she's really doing an investigation, should you not look at this angle? I am just saying. So the black magic, what have I always said? that Erica Kirk, we traced her soul back to Norse mythology, where was she was good in black magic. I can't find the right word for it, but this is where she learned black magic. So now we have this Charles in whole form using black magic to go inside of a doll named Chucky. Second gen, a nickname for Charles. So sometimes when these people body hop, they will body hop into something that is similar and familiar, right? Now, so he goes inside of a doll named Chucky, which Karen Barclay, and the actor's name, I guess, is Catherine Hicks, then buys for her young son, Andy. Guys, now this is where it gets sick. It's about to get sick. So we got Charles doing black magic, now becoming Chucky, which is a nickname of Charles, just like Charlie is a nickname of Charles. But then Karen, or Catherine Hicks, that's the actress, buys the Chucky doll, which is the second gen consciousness, for her young son, Andy. And now, I must tell you guys that I just so happen to do something maybe I shouldn't have done, but maybe I should have did this a long time ago. And I just asked, what is Charlie's parents' name? Why does it say that his mother's name is Catherine Kirk? Daddy's name is Robert. But Catherine, did we not just see that name pop up as the actor who plays Andy's mother, who bought the Chucky doll in the movie? Her name is Catherine. Why is his mama's name Catherine? I'm just saying, y'all. Hold on. I'm saying. I'm going to read this again. So Charles Lee Ray, he didn't want to die. He uses black magic to put his soul inside of a doll named Chucky, which Karen Barclay, that's the name of the character, but the actor's name is Catherine Hicks. This is getting sick. So his mother's name even shows up in this movie. I get a very icky feeling about this, guys. So nevertheless, we got Charles there. We even got the nickname Chucky, which is equivalent to Charles being a nickname of Charles. Charlie being a nickname of Charles. And then we got his mama's name, Catherine. So let's get this. Let me continue reading. So she buys this for her son, Andy, right? And when Chucky kills Andy's babysitter, the boy realizes that the doll is alive and tries to warn people, but he is institutionalized. Wait, I'm trying to decode this part now. Chucky kills Andy, his babysitter. I'm not sure if Andy was a girl or I think it was a girl. Then the boy realized that this thing is alive and tries to warn people, but now he's institutionalized. Now Karen, which is Catherine, must convince the detective of the murderous doll intentions before Andy becomes Chucky's next victim. Hold on. There's something here. So I'm going to replace Karen's name with Catherine because Catherine is his mama's name and Catherine is the actor who plays Karen. So now Catherine must convince the detectives of the murderous doll. We're going to get to Tyler. We're going to get back to Tyler. because Tyler pops up again, opening the package with the Chucky doll in one of the, the second or third series of this thing. So we got Catherine must convince the detective, or the FBI maybe, of the murderous doll's intentions before Andy becomes Chucky's next victim. There's a lot to unpack here. But now what I want to do is now go to Tyler. We're gonna go to Tyler. Crazy, right? Cuckoo for Cocoa Mofo Puffs. Guys, please subscribe to the channel and like the video, please. Now, wait a minute, guys. Hold on. Hold the horses. Let's get back to Tyler. Let me share this. And hold on. Let me just share this. I hope you guys can hear me because I have this. You might not be able to hear me because I have the headphones in, because I was trying to muddle out the rain. But let me just take it off really quickly. And then that way you guys will be able to hear this. Now it's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. That's all I know. As if it ain't already crazy. It's already crazy, really. It truly is. Okay, now we're going to revisit Tyler's part. But let's just revisit it all the way from the beginning.
And from the cops, he gets shot by the Child's Play franchise begins with fugitive and serial killer Charles Lee Ray on the run from the cops. He gets shot by the cops in a toy store, and of course, he doesn't want to die, so what does he do? He transports his soul into a good guy doll. Andy Bark.
Okay, let's stop right there. Based off of what we read in the synopsis, let's just plug Charlie in there. Because, I already said I think this is the second time Charlie's consciousness. So what we see of Charlie, this may not be his first gen. This might be his second gen. What if Charles before was like Charles Manson and said, girl, I'm just saying. And it's really hard because, we have characters we want to root for. I was actually rooting for Charlie, but wait, we have to look at this. Because why are their names in here? So Charles Lee Ray literally has to put his soul inside of the doll because he was dying. Let's back it up.
The Child's Play franchise begins with fugitive and serial killer Charles Lee Ray on the run from the cops. He gets shot by the cops in a toy store, and of course, he doesn't want to die, so what does he do? He transports his soul into a good guy doll. Andy Barkley, one of the main characters of the franchise, lives at home with his mom in Chicago, and he really wants a good guy doll for his birthday. But
guys, was there anything that happened in Chicago lately? I don't know why. Hold on. Was there anything that happened in Chicago? I don't know why. Okay, somebody look that up. Let's keep rolling. But that is like my spidey senses is tingling because I remember that didn't Trump send the didn't he do martial law there? Did he do martial law there, or did he do he did something there, but there may be something with Chicago. Let's put that in our back pocket. Because I know they had the No Kings protest there as well when people were protesting Trump. So let's put that in our back pocket and let us continue on. Okay. So yes. Okay. All right. So let us continue on. Let me get back to where I was. So he lives in Chicago. Where's Charlie from, guys? Where's Charlie Kirk from? I'm curious. No. Arlington Heights, Illinois. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Baby. Hold the, no. Arlington Heights, Illinois is in Chicago. It's a freaking suburb. Shut the front door. Do you guys see how the spidey I don't even call it being psychic. I just felt the energy. I was like, there's something up with Chicago. Yes. He's from a suburb in Chicago called Arlington Heights. Is this not getting freaky? Nick Fuentes is from Chicago too? Guys, Charlie Kirk is from Chicago. Arlington Heights is a suburb in Chicago. It's in the greater Chicago location. About 25 miles from downtown. So now we are on to something. So let us continue. Baby, it blowing the case wide open. But I ain't even brought the smoking gun out yet. Wait for it. So let's back this up because they in Chicago too. It's given. I think that Charlie, come on, Charlie, you got some explaining to do. Is you Charles Manson or somebody? Did you do a crime that you shouldn't have not did, and in order to escape, you used that black magic from Erika Kirk? And now this is your second gen as Charlie? What's going on? What is going on? Are you the Chucky doll too? That's why I would say it's weird. It's about to get weirder because it feels like there's multiple Erika Kirks. It's weird. Let's play it.
Main characters of the franchise lives at home with his mom in Chicago, and he really wants a good guy doll for his birthday. But money's tight at home, and when he doesn't get one, he's pretty bummed. But Andy's mom's friend, Maggie, knows where she can get one. Maggie takes Karen, Andy's mom, to a back alleyway where some homeless guy has a good guy doll for sale. They buy the doll, and it isn't long before Andy starts bonding with the good guy doll, whose name is Chucky. Chucky is the nickname of Charles Lee Ray, our serial killer at the start of the story.
Yeah, okay, so Chucky's the nickname of Charles Lee Ray, which is a serial killer. Let's play devil's advocate. I don't know. All I know is that something weird with this. Charles Lee Ray was a murderer. He needed to escape. So he used black magic to enter into a doll because he was already in a toy store. So why would he not just enter into a doll, right? Remember I told you guys that Charlie Kirk's consciousness, I saw it going into some sort of civil rights leader in the future. I believe this will be a black person, or at the very least a melanated person, right? But isn't that kind of the same arena that Charlie Kirk is in? Kind of this, like, not necessarily maybe civil rights, but it kind of is, because he's talking about rights for, being Christian, right? And being, straight, right? And being, a nationalist and all of that. So it is kind of a form of civil rights. So if he was in a toy store and he was dying because the cops came and shot him, why would he not go into a toy? If Charlie Kirk was in this lifetime as Charlie, and he's already in the civil rights kind of lane, why would he not just go and hop into another civil right? And remember who I said they wanted to use. I took that video. I ain't talking about nobody, but there's two men on YouTube that I saw that they were considering taking their bodies over, body hopping Charlie's consciousness into them. And, I'm not even going to go there, but there are two black men on YouTube, both with, very large platforms, respected, all of that. I digress with that. Now let's continue.
Story, who is now, of course, inside the doll. And it isn't long before Chucky gets back into his murderous ways again. His first victim is Maggie. He sends her flying out of a window. Then he takes down old friend Eddie Caputo by blowing up his house. When Andy's asked how Maggie died, he says Chucky did it, and then they send him away to a psychiatric hospital.
Okay, now this is the part of the story where I don't believe, of course, Charlie Kirk has not caused anyone to die, has he? No, I don't know. I'm asking a question. I'm seriously asking a question. I am, but I'm kind of opening this question up for the universe to, that's a question. That's a serious question. And let's say maybe it wouldn't be like obviously him killing someone, but what if someone just, what if the going around to the college campuses and the way he was good at what he did. I ain't gonna lie. Charlie was good. The way he would just make these kids so stupid, feel so stupid. Imagine what that does at that age where you're just kind of becoming and you want, the confidence is already not all the way where it should be because you're still growing, you're young yet and impressionable. I'm not saying that that's killing, but I'm also saying that that's not necessarily life. And then when you look into the donors, we're going to get back to this, but I'm exploring this. And this is how we can explore energy, guys. I'm exploring a concept here. So I'm not saying this definitively, but I'm opening the energy up to look into this. When we go into look at Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk, and we really look at it like, here is a YouTuber going to college campuses, with his same 5 stats, which really, when we zone it out, we know it was to make a certain group of people look a certain way, so that, the white nationalism could be at its best. We know when we look at this thing from a bird's eye view, that is what was going on. But we have to remember, he was a YouTuber. And even someone who went around to college campuses would not garner the attention from a president of the United States or a whole state of Israel. Now, would they? Unless they could use Charlie, which is already a second gen. Unless they could use Charlie for a larger purpose. Why would someone give Charlie Kirk, a YouTuber, someone going to debate children at school, millions and hundreds of millions of dollars? Why? Things that make you go, things that keep you up at night. Then we had a war that broke out. Now, mind you, Charlie was there kissing the wall every chance he got, him and Erika. Charlie was with it. Charlie was promoting it. Charlie was about Israel. Then we had a little war and conflict. See, those us from Source. Source, I never lied. This is in fact what is happening. Thank you, Source. Had a conflict. Then the children started to die. Palestinians, children in Gaza. So now we have deaths. But nevertheless, Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk is still pro-Israel. He had not yet pulled out of the lie. Got a lot of youth on this nationalism, this far-right nationalism MAGA movement, which honestly, when we look at all the ingredients, it's a lot of terror in there, a lot of fear. And when you pop in the pro-Israel pipeline into that, it's a recipe for disaster. Because what it's saying is you support Israel in spite of how many people that is being genocide, in spite that these are not the true Hebrew Israelites, and in spite that these people aren't even real, really. And so in a way, Charlie Kirk's company is responsible for leading people down a path that will support genocide energetically. Now, at the end of before he was taken underground, he was having a change of heart, or maybe that change of heart was only to show us a little nibble, a little tear, to purposely lead us down the rabbit hole. Because that's where he is. I saw him, literally, his consciousness, his energy, going down a dark hole. What did I say this whole thing was about? When you zone this out, they are siphoning consciousness. So the more we stay, that's why I try to get off of this train. The more we stay here with the PSYOP, trying to figure it out. People like us, we already know it's a PSYOP, but there's other people there. They're still trying to figure it out. There's something weird with that Erika, man. There's something weird with the evidence, something weird with the Tyler, but they said he did it, so okay. Those people, I'm sorry, you're getting washed down the drain. Because they purposely led us to the rabbit hole and made it sloppy on purpose. They didn't hide it, and we haven't even got to the smoking gun yet. We really have not. Like the video, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Please help me out. We haven't got to the smoking gun yet. So what we're doing is we are exploring a different timeline, right? A potentiality where Charlie Kirk, how deep is his involvement? You know what I mean? Because I know that he was involved in the event, the staged event. I know that part. But I do believe that there were some things that happened after where Erika Kirk went rogue. Because I think she's also a CHUCKY doll. Well, I mean, that has already been described. Source already said she is. That's what I'm saying. There's multiple Erika Kirks. And why is there so many freaking Child's Plays movies? There's like 6 of them. That's why I'm saying there's multiple of these. They're the White Walkers. They do not die. They only multiply. So make no mistake about it. When we start to look at this scenario with the Charles Lee Ray being a murderer and the CHUCKY doll being a murderer, even though, look, CHUCKY looks like the good guy, but he does bad things. I'm just saying, let's hold that in our back pocket. Let's continue.
Is Maggie. He sends her flying out of a window. Then he takes down old friend Eddie Caputo by blowing up his house. When Andy's asked how Maggie died, he says CHUCKY did it, and then they send him away to a psychiatric hospital. No one believes Andy that CHUCKY is responsible for all these deaths. However, when his mom Karen realizes that CHUCKY has been functioning with no batteries, she figures out what's really been going on.
So Karen, the actor, her real name is Catherine. Catherine is Charlie Kirk's mama's name. So when Charlie Kirk's mama realized that Charlie's been running without the batteries on, what would you think she's going to try to do? She's going to try to protect her son, which is Andy. Do you see how weird this is? Because in order for this thing, there has to be multiple Charlies. And that's why I'm getting the vibe there's multiple Erika, like there's multiples of these people. Do you see how like eerie and freaky this is? You can't even really, it's really truly hard to wrap your mind around. But why is he from Chicago? Why were they from Chicago in the movie? Why is his mother in the movie, Andy's mother, who bought the good guy, the Chucky doll, why is her name Catherine? Just like Charlie's mother's name is Catherine.
Then they try to burn Chucky, shoot Chucky, and do everything they can to kill Chucky until they finally shoot him through the heart and he dies.
But, okay. Okay. Now, this part, I'm just kind of exploring this. Like, what if, you know how they were just trying to, like, kill him all those different ways? What if he also went rogue? He kind of did go rogue when he refused to comply all the way with the Israel lie. He kind of did go rogue, and then what? Just like this, they try to get rid of him. And guys, this won't fit all the way into one. It's like a lot of different timelines and connecting chords. They're all mixed in. It's like we have to unravel to see the truth.
That 2 years after the events of the first film, we have Andy Barkley, who is now in foster care, living with Joanne and Phil Simpson.
Who's that? Who is this? The mother and the child. Who's that?
And as he soon discovered...
I don't know. For a minute there, it reminded me of Mary and Jesus. But let me let that slide. Let me let that slide. Hold on. I'm gonna look at these comments really quickly because I think you guys have something to say that can help us. Charlie lived in the suburbs of Chicago. He was born in Illinois. Yep. His stats were a bunch of lies. Yep. Because the donations were to get the youth to vote Republican, but Israel first. Yep. Look at the Annabelle doll right before Charlie Kirk passed. It felt like Erica Kirk's energy. Oh my God, I'm telling you. Guys, this is freaky. Charlie was good. Turning point was infiltrated. Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's why it's so weird. Because I sat with Charlie Kirk's soul. On a soul level, Charlie is good. But I'm saying, what we're doing is we are exploring a concept. We're plugging Charlie into this scenario. It won't fit all the way because all the chords are intertwined. And, you know, they probably had to twist a few things to make the ritual work. But the whole point is, I'm telling you, this is Charlie's second gen consciousness. So the Charlie Kirk body that you see, that's not the original consciousness. That consciousness, that was from another person. He's second gen. If you guys know about cloning and all that, then you know. He's second gen. Okay. She could not even say her anniversary date. I remember that. What the hell? What the hell? What the heliate? Yes. Oh my goodness, this is all crazy, but it makes sense. I know, and it's so crazy that I didn't even want to come here, but y'all, is about to get crazier when we start to explore Tyler. It's about to get even crazier. I digress. I'm just saying, I'm not blaming him. You know, I'm just saying we never looked at this angle. We never looked into it. Because Erica Kirk was so loud and crazy and obvious that we never even explored the fact that what I truly believe is that they want us to go down the rabbit hole. And that is why I keep saying, why they keep letting Candace talk. Even though what she's saying is true, a lot of it is true, or most of it is true. But why are they letting her talk? They've murked people and gotten rid of people for less. Because they want you in the hole. That's where they want you, because if you're down there in the Charlie Kirk rabbit hole, it's easy for them to siphon your consciousness. That's where they want us. That's why I was saying we got to get off of this train, because in fact, this is a dead timeline, because all of us here, we've woken up. That's why Christmas don't feel real. Nothing feels real. I don't even want to go to shops anymore. I'm just like, I don't even want to go. Because it's a dead timeline. We're already just somewhere else. But we got to just be watching all of this play out still. So they want you in the rabbit hole for the grand siphon. That's for the harvest, for when they harvest your, not only your consciousness, but your latter rains, your prosperity from God. That's where they want you. Now let's continue. Okay, where am I? Where am I? Hold on. Okay, let's get back. I don't know where I am.
Covers the very cool chick, Kyle. As the two adoptive kids of The Simpsons, Kyle.
Kyle. Does that sound familiar? Kyle. What if Kyle is Candace Owens? So Andy, no, here's the trick. Charlie Kirk is both Andy and consciousness in the Chucky doll. That's what I'm getting. Karen or Catherine was his mother. That's the actor's name in the movie. His mama's name, Charlie Kirk's mother's name, is Catherine. She bought the doll for Andy, her son. So that's what I'm saying. There also is a regular boy, Charlie Kirk, who has a mother named Catherine. But there's also this alter ego or this doll, which is kind of weird because we know that this is Erika Kirk. But also, too, what we're looking at is the inciting incident that popped all this off. And what we're questioning is, was Charlie a second gen consciousness? This is what I'm getting. That maybe, let's say past life Charlie. Let's not even, or fragment Charlie was a bad guy. Well, what role might he want to play now? A good guy, going into the Chucky doll, which is called the good guy. However, his soul is still the original jinn, which was bad. So he can't operate within the good guy, doll, Chucky, because he still has the same soul or consciousness. So that's what I'm saying. It's like two parts. It's like Andy is a representation of Charlie. But also, his original consciousness is following him through the good guy doll, which is Chucky, which is also Erika Kirk. If you watch the other video, those are her eyes. And even the guy who saw her on the military base said, those are some distinctive eyes. And we've already been around the eyes. We've already said that she's a humanoid, her and JD Vance. They're both created by the military industrial complex. They're just tools. So do you see how multi-layered this is? There actually is a boy Charlie, but there is a second gen consciousness that is following him. And I think when we look at Andy holding the Chucky doll, it's the other part of himself that we're looking at. You know what I mean? This is like on a spiritual level. If we're in a spiritual template, he's holding the other part of himself, and the other part of himself that is second gen takes shape inside of a non-movable character, right? But so that almost he can see, and so that the audience can see. So this is kind of what I'm saying. I don't want to convolute this, but let's continue.
And Andy start to form a bond. Things are going well for Andy, it seems, but it isn't long before Chucky reappears and starts meddling in Andy's life once again. He follows Andy to school one day, killing his teacher, and then he kills Andy's adoptive dad, Phil.
Yo, remember, look at Phil. We already spoke about this. This man looks like Tucker Carlson. This man looks like Tucker Carlson. And this is Andy's adopted dad, I think it said. And if you notice, the conservative movement, they're kind of split. You got Candace on one side with Tucker. Then you got the, other people, the Erika Kirk and the people who just, want to continue down the path they were on. And then you got Nick Fuentes, which is kind of on an island on his own. He's a gargoyle. I don't know what to say about him. He's a strange little man. But he's he's just there to stir some stuff up. It's all a psyop. Even him, he's a psyop. He's an absolute psyop. And the energy for him is much like J.D. Vance, the imposter syndrome, with Nick Fuentes. And, when it comes down to it, he ain't about that life. He ain't bowdy, if you know what I mean. He's part of the psyop. Do you see how you can be part of the psyop even if you don't know? He's part of it even if he doesn't know that he's part of it. He's part of leading you down the rabbit hole where they do the grand siphon of consciousness and steal your essence, essentially. Guys, I think maybe Kyle is Candace. Somebody Google what happens to Kyle in this Child's Play movie.
The very cool chick, Kyle. As the two adoptive kids of The Simpsons, Kyle and Andy start to form a bond. Things are going well for Andy, it seems, but it isn't like...
Adopted kids of The Simpsons. Isn't The Simpsons not the show that they say predicts all this stuff? Even though we know they ain't predicting nothing, they're telling you what it is that they're going to do. So these kids are part of the PSYOP. So Kyle, which I think is Candace, part of the PSYOP. Andy, which is Charlie, part of the PSYOP. But Charlie shows up two parts. His consciousness is split because he's already split his consciousness. So naturally, there's two of Charlie, because just because you transfer your consciousness into something else or someone else, I mean, what happens to the other consciousness? Where does that consciousness go? It has to go somewhere, and that's why we see two Charlies. We see Chucky Dow, and we see Andy, which is innocent Charlie Kirk. And then we see Chucky, which that's his first gen self, which was like the murder, who did black magic, probably went to Erika Kirk for that black magic girl, and got into the Chucky doll that looks like Erika Kirk, because, why would she not give him black magic to go into a doll that looks a lot like her, the eyes, And that is what I'm getting. This is the grand PSYOP.
Long before Chucky reappears and starts meddling in Andy's life once again. He follows Andy to school one day, killing his teacher, and then he kills Andy's adoptive dad, Phil.
So if something happened to Tucker, like he starts losing people start pulling away from him, the conservative movement, because it doesn't have to be an actual death. It could be the death of your career. That is Tucker Carlson. You can't tell me, and I know what I'm talking. That is him.
How's it hanging, Phil?
And that, who's that going to be? That's Erika, because the black magic. Remember, guys, the black magic is done by Erika. When we went back and we traced her through her Akashic records, she traced back to a Norse mythology god, which literally dealt with fertility and which dealt with magic. Essentially, that's where she learned magic. So Charlie, the black magic, was done through Erika Kirk. So when we see this doll, this is the essence of Erika Kirk. And that's why he wanted to be a good guy, but remember, his consciousness did something bad. He didn't heal it. So the consciousness is you. The body's just the hardware. But the consciousness is him. He didn't heal it. And then on top of that, he didn't have a chance because Erika Kirk was the one stirring the pot. And even though it says good guy of how Erika Kirk is presenting, that she's the good guy too, but the eyes don't lie because she is part of like a AI sort of thing that wants our consciousness. She's part of that, created by the military industrial complex. And the eyes, literally her left eye has tech in it. She has military like surveillance stuff. That's what I'm getting through the eyes. Is this all making sense? Yes. Her name isn't Catherine? That's what it says. That's what it says. Let's take a look. Unless this is not them. Unless this ain't them. There's a site I found, they say her name's Kimberly. But there's also stuff I found that her name is Catherine. I don't know, but I just Googled this. So this is what it says on Google. Charlie Kirk's parents, Catherine Kirk and Robert W. Kirk. And then it says Catherine Kirk, Kirk's mother. Then here's a Facebook. Unless this is not there. It says meet Catherine and Robin Kirk. That's what it says. Meet Catherine and Robin Kirk. Two totally normal Midwestern legends who never once Googled themselves. 43 odd years they've been hiding out in the Prospect Heights, Illinois, raising a kid who would eventually turn into Charlie. The human, was it Molotov? I don't know what that is. Cocktail of campus politics. Kimberly, ? Started out counting beans at Chicago. Okay, so now they're referring to the mother as Kimberly. I think this is like a nickname. But Google says meet Catherine. I think Kimberly is a nickname. That's what it says. That's what Google says. Catherine Kirk. So. Unless that's not his mama. Charlie Kirk's parents, Catherine and Robert.
This robotic puppy is so lifelike, it actually fooled my neighbour who's a veterinarian. I've been a grandmother for...
It says Catherine and Robert. What do you mean that's not their name? Why are these videos lying?
The point. Her values were firm. The heartbeat in the background. The one who raised him with discipline. Start with his mom, Catherine Kirk.
Catherine Kirk. His mother's name is Catherine. Same as the movie, the actress from the movie, Catherine.
The woman who shaped the man behind the movement. Catherine Kirk, Charlie's mother, has always preferred to stay out of the spotlight. While her son's name echoed through political rallies and college campuses.
Okay. All right, so, I don't know. That's what it says. It says Catherine. So... Hi, Angel. Candace, controlled opposition. Yeah. So your favorite darkness. So I just showed you that her name is Catherine. Unless this is lying, maybe so. But I'm just going off of Google. But that's what Google says, and that's what the video says, and that's what the Facebook said. But then they did refer to her as Kimberly. So I think that Kimberly may be a nickname for her. Okay. So let us continue. Guys, please subscribe and like the video, please. Thank you guys for all your beautiful comments. So here's the thing. Hold on. I'm about to switch gears. I said I wasn't going to be on here all night. But hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I want to switch gears. We're about to get to Tyler. Let's get to Tyler.
Kills Andy's adoptive dad, Phil.
How's it hanging, Phil?
And Joanne. This all leads to the now infamous finale at the toy factory, where Kyle and Andy battle Chucky to the death. They try everything they can to kill Chucky. Andy pours hot molten plastic onto the doll, and then finally Kyle shoves a high-pressure hose into the doll's mouth and explodes Chucky.
Sticking this thing in the mouth. This incident with Charlie, guys, I called this last year. There was an energy circulating. What did I say? I said, there's an energy in America. See no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. They don't want us to hear, see, or speak. Charlie, so to speak, the incident was here, supposed to be in the throat, but we all know. It's supposed to be in the throat. If it's the throat, that affects your speech. So they just put that tube, in his mouth or throat of what it said. Remember when Trump had the ear incident, how the bullet grazed his ear? That was the PSYOP for hear no evil. So we got Charlie Kirk being the PSYOP and playing a role for the ritual of humanity, speak no evil. And then we got the PSYOP of the ear, the bullet grazing the ear of Trump, hear no evil. My question is, what is see no evil? Is there going to be something that happens to someone's eyes, or is Erika Kirk to see no evil with her eyes? That's my question. So that's the energy. I called this last year. So the energy we're operating in, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And then I said there is a female energy running this country. And this was before Trump got, they said he won. I said there's a female energy. Well, Erika Kirk has been, since this whole thing happened, her energy has literally been everywhere. It has superseded everything. And even Candace Owens as well. So we have been spot on during this whole thing. So this is when you have these gifts, which is just an intuition and an astute consciousness and a sense of awareness. This is what separates you from someone else that's just maybe not, stepped all the way into their spiritual gifts and abilities. The ability to trust yourself. That's the only difference between like what I'm doing and what, the general population is doing. I trust that what I'm coming up with is true and correct, because there is a feeling, like an essence that I get within myself that allows me to trust that. And then I always receive confirmation. So you got to trust your messages. Even if you don't have all the pieces yet, you got to trust it. And these pieces are fitting together quite beautifully.
Light everywhere, Chucky. A high-pressure hose into the doll's mouth and explodes Chucky.
High-powered hose into the doll's mouth and explodes Chucky is what it said. And I'm sorry I didn't share that, but that's a code for Charlie, guys. Come on. That's a code for Charlie.
Hot molten plastic onto the doll, and then finally Kyle shoves a high-pressure hose into the doll's mouth and explodes Chucky. Light everywhere.
Kyle
An
did
epic
it.
finale.
Kyle! Kyle did it. Baby, somebody Google what was Kyle's role. Kyle was his babysitter, Andy's babysitter. So if we go with the theory that we're working on, that we're building, Andy is Charlie, but that's the pure version of Charlie. The Chucky doll, has the old consciousness. Kyle, which let's just say, I'm not saying this, but let's just say that's Candace Owens, is the one who puts the tube up the mouth and it explodes. So let's use that as a metaphor as to what happened at the PSYOP when the thing was supposed to go into the throat, and what would happen? Explode. And so maybe the explosion was from the inside out. But based off of this, it said that Kyle did it. Just saying. We're just exploring. We're just exploring. And maybe it will take several videos to come to a conclusion, but you have to admit that something ain't right with this.
Child's Play 3 is based at the Kent Military Academy, 8
Military
years
again?
after the events of Child's Play 2. Andy is now 16 years old and has been sent
Erica Kirk was at that military base right before, the day before the incident. And now, flash forward to 16 years later, he was at a Kent military school. So now what we're doing is it's like another timeline, or like, here, let's just continue to watch.
sent to the academy after failing to cope in several foster homes. A package arrives for Andy, but Tyler, a young kid, intercepts the
Ha, baby! A package arrives for Andy. Remember, Andy was the purebred Charlie. Because there's two Charlies. There's the Chucky, which is the old consciousness from the murder. The murderous Charles. And then there's Andy, which is the child of Catherine. But now Tyler Robinson's going to enter the chat.
lead. Child's Play 3 is based at the Kent Military Academy, 8 years after the events of Child's Play 2. Andy is now 16 years old and has been sent to the academy.
Did it say 8 years? When did Erica and I'm curious, when did Erica and Charlie meet? Someone Google that. It's giving the vibe.
Andy is now 16 years old and has been sent to the academy after failing to cope in several foster homes. A package arrives for Andy, but Tyler, a young kid, intercepts the package, realizing it's a good guy doll. Remembering the rule that Chucky can possess the first person who learns his true nature and that he has a new body, Chucky tells Tyler his secret, which makes Tyler a target for Chucky for the rest of the movie.
Boom. Tyler is a target for the rest of the movie, for the rest of the PSYOP. We're about to get into this. We are about to get into this. It says they met in 2018. So this would be going into the 8th year. So it'd be 7 years and then now going into the 8th year. This thing fast forwards 8 years later at the Kent Military Academy. I'm just saying. Just saying. Okay, let's continue. I don't want no problems. Let's just continue.
Cope in several foster homes. A package arrives for Andy, but Tyler, a young kid, intercepts the package, realizing it's a good guy doll. Remembering the rule that Chucky can possess the first person who learns his true nature and that he has a new body,
So Tyler became the target because Tyler Robinson, I told you guys, somehow Erica has met this little boy before. He intercepts the package. The package was not meant for him. However, because he intercepted, maybe he walked in and saw something. And the good guy, the rule is Chucky or Charles here, I'm just going to let it speak.
realizing it's a good guy doll. Remembering the rule that Chucky can possess the first person who learns his true nature and that he has a new body, Chucky tells Tyler his secret.
So the rule is that Chucky can basically take over Tyler's soul because he was the first person to find out that he's a second gen or third gen at this point, because this is Child's Play 3. So because Tyler Robinson maybe saw something he wasn't supposed to see, now it brought him into the PSYOP. And what does it say? The rule. And I don't know what rules these are, but maybe they are the Masonic rules. That the first person who finds out, now that person's in the hot seat, and now Chucky can possess their soul. And so now leaving Tyler Robinson a target for the rest of the movie, a rest of the PSYOP.
Which makes Tyler a target for Chucky for the rest of the movie.
And boy, doesn't Tyler look a lot like that little civil rights black guy that I said I saw? He got the hat on like they used to wear like back in the day. I'm just saying, imagine him older, this little black boy, 20 years older. Would he not look like Burkina Faso, the guy? What? Would he not look like a leader, like a civil rights leader? When I said I saw Charlie Kirk's consciousness go into a black man, I'm telling you, yo, I didn't even want to bring this up on this, but I even know who it is. I don't want to bring this up. You guys, if you remember that video, then there was one of the two men that I'm just saying, there's one of the two men that I said that I saw, they wanted, now not that these men wanted it, but they wanted to use one of these two men for Charlie's consciousness to go into it. And one of those men, I'm telling you, he's wearing the same hat as Tyler Robinson right now. I'm looking at his picture right here. He's wearing the same Fight the Power hat. That's what it looks like. Yo! Do you guys remember who I said in that video? Guys, this is too crazy. This is too crazy. This is crazy. Look at the hat. Hold on to that hat. Hold on to the hat. I can't tell it. Hold on. Look at this hat. Please look at this hat. Hold on, yo. Hold on. Hold on. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, I'm just going to show it to you. All right. Okay. So, I'm just going to show you the picture. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it up. Now, not by no means am I saying that this person has anything to do with it. But I'm just saying that we got to look at every angle. We have to look at it. You see the hat? Hold on. This is crazy. This is crazy. All right. Okay, guys. All right. So that hat that Tyler had on in that movie looks a lot like the hat that 19 Keys wears. Does this not look like the hat? Now, obviously, some of this stuff is bandana, but this was one of the men I said, they want him. I'm not saying he has anything to do with it. They want to find someone like him. Young, successful, black, handsome. You know what I mean? That they feel that people will rally behind. That's who they want to use. There's another guy that they were considering, but his consciousness already has somebody up in there. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Sometimes I shouldn't know too much. I'm sorry. But I'm telling you, they want to use someone like him. And that hat looks very similar. It does. It really does. It truly, truly does. And it just goes back to... And I removed that video because I didn't want to be, but I might put it back up there. But look at the hat. Just like Andy is the young version of Charlie, you see how weird this is? It's like he's the young version of the other guy I just showed. But the other consciousness is inside of the Tao, which Erika Kirk is puppeteering because she is the black magic that made all this happen. Do you see what I'm saying? How they have two avatars on the board? We can look at this as soul fragments, but we're seeing the younger versions of themselves because I think they need bloodshed from something innocent. And that's probably why they're over there genociding all those babies. They need that for the ritual. They need that in order for it to work. And what this is showing us is that we're seeing the innocent young Charlie, and now we got the boy, the innocent young boy that they want to put Charlie's consciousness into. And strange enough, we see them both as young. We see them in their young state. But the consciousness of the first Jinn is in the body, and this body was puppeteered by Erika Kirk. That black magic that the character Charles Lee Ray went to get black magic, that was puppeteered by Erika Kirk. And this image is Erika Kirk. Obviously, Erika Kirk is a beautiful woman, but what I'm saying is this good guy Tao is a generation from her. It's like if you were to turn her inside out, this is what it would look like. Do you guys see that? You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about, multi-dimensional, multi-speared. This is a 5D reading. This is not anything 3D. This is because we're already in the 5D consciousness, the 5D spread. This is a 5D reading, and I think most of the readings will be 5D. We got that. He's a good man. He's a brilliant man. I love 19 Keys. And that's why I wanted to point out, I ain't talking about him because he doesn't know it. But I channeled this a long time ago. I saw them wanting to put his consciousness, Charlie Kirk's consciousness, inside of someone like him. They want to get him or someone like him. So do you see how these people can have plans for you. And that's how all of these people, look at Nicki Minaj. Do you think that she thought her life would turn out like this? And even Beyonce and all these people, when they see you have a light, they have plans for you already. So what I'm saying is, this young man needs to stay prayed up, because these people have plans for him already. Plans to take him off of his path and plug him into their equation to do their work, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So I want to make that clear, but what I'm showing you guys is how they put this stuff in movies. The hat is undeniable. And so now he needs to be careful. 19 Keys needs to be careful, because people are watching. They know, they want his light. They want his light. I'm not saying he's going to give it to them, but that's what they want, and that's what I channeled. They want someone like him. If not him, they want someone like him. Someone like him, or someone like this. So here's another picture we can look at. This is already happening. Burkina Faso. This is a leader in, I forgot what country in Africa. But he's doing some, he's really doing some amazing things in the economy there. But look, we get back to the hat. The whole point is the hat. Don't worry about the person. The hat, when you look at these kind of hats, it's always been synonymous with what? Black power, right? So Black power in a sense where it's like leading people out of oppression. That's what these hats mean. And he even has the Black Power fist. So when we look at even the other image, it was the same hat. It represents a stature in the community. It represents someone that is a leader, someone that people want to follow, is what I'm saying. That is where Charlie Kirk's consciousness is going into next. Someone that people want to follow. And I saw it being a Black man. Civil rights. It will be civil rights. That's what I saw. And this is coming around, months later. I have to trust that this is coming around for a reason. I have to trust that. And this hat says it all. And why is the hat showing up in the freaking movie? This is all that I'm saying. This is crazy. This is coo for mofo, Cocoa Puffs. Because there's no reason for this kid to have this hat on.
For his secret.
This is crazy, y'all. This is like, hold on. Because look here. He kind of has a sailor hat on, right? It looks so innocent.
Which makes Tyler a target.
But look here. When he's holding Chucky, now he has this hat on. This hat, like I said, this consciousness in this Chucky doll, which is Charlie, wants to go into the consciousness of someone like him, like I just showed you. Civil rights. I just showed you what the hats mean. You can't make this any more clear. But it's interesting that we have to go back to the younger version. Now we get into timelines. They can't do it unless they go back to a younger version of you, where you are young and vulnerable and you have not become, aware of yourself yet. So now we know. See, Source is doing a big one here. Now we know when they get and body hop and they turn all these celebrities and do all this stuff, you're like, what happened to this celebrity and that celebrity? Why would they fall for it? No, they are either going back to a younger version of themselves, because that's part of how they get you, or rather what we've learned, what Erika Kirk does, is traverse the timeline. This is what I'm saying. They go back to a timeline where you were not only young, but you were in a vulnerable situation. And this is when they do the 1-2 switcheroo. Because why would they transfer the consciousness or do the 1-2 switcheroo when you are in your grown-up mind? No, they have to either get back and traverse the timeline when you were young, or they find out some sort of trauma that you still have and they get into that. And that's when they do it. This is what we're learning. Now, Tyler Robinson, guys. Tyler Robinson. They said that Tyler Robinson, I'm just gonna read this. It says the assassination of Charlie Kirk, September 10th, 2025. Utah Valley University. Then it goes on to say, Kirk was fatally shot in the neck with a single bullet from a gunman positioned on a roof. Hold on. I want you guys to see this. Second paragraph. Shortly after the debate event began, with around 3,000 people in attendance. How many people died in 9/11? Riddle me that. Someone Google that. Source never lies. How many people passed away in 2011, which was September 11th, which September 10th is in the same energy field as September 11th. Shortly after the debate began. Wasn't this in the morning? September 11th was in the morning. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. Shortly after the debate event began, around 3,000 people in attendance. Kirk was fatally shot in the neck with a single bullet by a gunman positioned on a roof of a building approximately 142 yards or 130 whatever that is, away. So Tyler Robinson was positioned on a roof and he shot him. That's what the story says, right? Tyler Robinson was positioned on a roof and he shot him. Yeah. Okay. Now, maybe that would have been believable for some until you look into the meaning of Tyler. So Tyler is also a surname. And it comes from the old French word tulier, meaning tiler or tile maker. An occupational name for someone who made or laid tiles for roofs and floors. Someone who makes tiles for roofs. Did Tyler was on the roof? They said he was on the roof, right? But when you look at his name and you go back to it was used as a surname about 100 years ago. And it literally means a tile maker. It was an occupation, like Smith is a last name now, but it was an occupation back then. An occupational name for someone who made or laid tiles for roofs and floors. Did they not tile over that whole incident after? Did they tile over it? Did they? I don't know. I'm asking. Let me know in the comments. Did they tile over and renovate that thing where, the floor or the ground where the event happened? And then we got Tyler on the roof? And literally Tyler means, the surname of Tyler means someone that lays tiles down on roof and on floors. You can't make it up. You can't make none of this up. You don't understand it because it's very multidimensional. This is a very multidimensional reading. Yes, there's so many different things we could look at. Reincarnation. We could look at all of these things. But, I mean, the proof is right there. I just showed you guys that Tyler's name used to be used as a surname. That means someone who tiles a roof. And what a coincidence. He's on the roof. And they said that he shot him on the roof. No, that's what the name Tyler means when you look at it from an occupational lens. That's what it means. You guys, wait for it. See, this is what I love about the source codes. They all fit together. We're not done yet. That's not even the smoking gun. That's only part of it. That's only part of it. It's only part of it. Now. Now. Hold on. We gotta get to... Now, I'm going to show you guys this. If you're trying to look at this thing as 3D, you can't do that. We're zoned out and there's all these pieces on the board. Just like you got soul fragments, there might be 5 different fragments of you walking around now. Like, what we're looking at is esoteric stuff. It's not linear, guys. The timelines can be moved. Time isn't linear. We can view past, present, and future all at the same time. This one, and when we zone out, this is when I tell you who Erika Kirk is attached to. It's given this AI energy that we channeled the other day, open AI, radioactive. It's part of a larger AI, the mother of AI, which is, go back and watch that video from yesterday. I want to go into that, but let me show you this. So now it gets deeper because what is Charlie Kirk's father's name? Robert. Charlie Kirk's mama was Catherine, as it says here on Google. She was an actor in the movie Child's Play, but now his father is Robert. His father's Robert. Okay, hold on. His father's Robert. Now, if we look at the last name Robinson, Tyler Robinson, from the surname meaning son of Robin, with Robin being another form of Robert, stemming from dramatic words for fame and bright. So essentially, famous, bright, one son. So Charlie Kirk's father's name is Robert, right? That's what it says, Robert. Hold on, let me get back to where I was. Charlie Kirk's name, father's name is Robert. And Robinson is the son, hold on, the Robinson name, meaning son of Robin. Robin is another form of Robert. So the son of Robert, stemming from Germanic words for fame and bright. Famous, bright one's son. Famous, bright one's son. Charlie was a famous son. But remember, this is two parts. Do you see how Charlie and Tyler are combined here? You won't, baby, I can get this. I get it. I get what Source is throwing down. It may be hard for you guys to get it because you're not in my mind. And now I understand this might be one of these readings where it might take us a few times to keep looking back at this. But I see the pieces when we look at this multidimensionally. Robinson is Tyler's last name. Remember what the rule was. The first person who recognized that there was a soul inside of the Chucky doll was allowed to go into embody that person, which that person would have been Tyler. In the movie Child's Play, Tyler became, he became, I forgot how they worded it, but he was pretty much on the hook for the rest of the movie because he knew the secret that the Chucky doll had a consciousness in there. And so now Tyler Robinson, almost as you see him like holding the doll. And so remember, go back when we saw Andy holding Chucky doll. Andy was a representation of his mother's son, Catherine. So his real, true, innocent version of himself, but he was holding the doll, which had the first generation consciousness in it, which was the man who murdered someone, who seeked black magic to get inside of the doll, the toy. But the Andy was holding the doll. So what we had was they were showing us the pure version of Charlie. And then the version of Charlie which wanted to be a good guy, like the cop. You think about cops being good guys. The doll was called Good Guy, but he was doing a sin when he transferred consciousness in. So that made it very hard for him to be a good guy. And he used black magic, which we trace this back to Erika Kirk. And the doll itself is innately in the Erika Kirk energy with the eyes and being part of the White Walkers. So it really didn't have much of a fight to be a good guy. And so now we understand that what avatar you get actually matters. So what we're seeing is before the swap. But you notice how they show us the youthful version because they need the youth. So they go back to the timeline where you were young and impressionable in order to do the swap. Essentially, Andy, being Charlie in that lifetime, is holding both consciousnesses. We just haven't seen, we're just seeing it in another vessel, but he's holding it. And so it allows me to see all of this. Now fast forward to Tyler, where I said they want to put this current Charlie's consciousness, he's a grown man, into Tyler Robinson. I mean, oh, okay. Into Tyler in the movie. And they wanted it to be some sort of civil rights. And I showed you the hats. I showed you what they wanted. That's what they want. Don't mean that's what they're going to get. But they're looking for somebody like that can lead the people. And so we have the doll, Chucky doll, once again being held by the innocent child version. Before the mutation or the switch happens. But remember, the rule was the first person who knew that the Chucky doll was not a doll. The rule was that the Chucky doll could take their soul, embody them. So this made Tyler kind of on pins and needles for the rest of the movie. And that's where we get to Tyler Robinson. I believe he's had a run-in with Erika Kirk before and Charlie. I believe he knows. Based off of this movie, Tyler knows that maybe Charlie Kirk is second-gen consciousness. Or maybe Erika Kirk is not who she says that she is. I think they know. I think he knows. And now, for the rest of the movie, the PSYOP, he's now at risk. And what is he? He's in jail. He's at risk because he knows too much. But we cannot rule out that that wasn't also based off of the rule. The rule says that he could go into Tyler. That's what it said. I showed you guys what they wanted, but the rule says that he could go into the first person who knew that he was not, who he says that he was. And so technically that was Tyler. And Tyler and Robinson is son of Robert. That's what it means. Charlie Kirk's father's name is Robert. Do you see how all of their names are interconnected together? That's the whole point of this video. Is why is Robert's name in this part of Tyler? And why is Catherine's name in the movie and part of the character? And why did Kyle, Candace Owens, I just heard informant. I don't know. I just heard informant. I said Candace Owens and I just heard informant. We're going to stick that over there. And why is Kyle, which could be Candace Owens, was helping Andy kill Charlie by putting the tube up the mouth? And why did Charlie get, so to speak, the incident was supposed to go into the throat? And why did Trump get his ear grazed by the bullet? And why did I channel previously, hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil? We have Erika with the eyes, we have Charlie with the throat and the mouth, and we have Trump with the ear. And if it didn't get even crazier, the name Tyler, one who built tiles for roof floors, already said that, but hold on. It says secondary meaning, optional meaning. In Freemasonry, it is referred to as the outer guard or the doorkeeper. So why is Tyler Robinson name, when you look up the secondary meaning of it, you can find it in Freemasonry, referring to the outer guard, someone who guards, or the doorkeeper. What is he keeping? The fact that Charlie Kirk's consciousness is a second-gen consciousness. Because I'm going by what they put in their movie. And that's what he has to keep shut. Based off of this movie. I'm just saying, that's really all I wanted to say. So we're going to keep building on this, but it is undeniable that this, how many things have to line up before you say this is no longer a coincidence? It's not a coincidence. We've been building this thing for too long. We know too much now. And so this is how they get you, because they don't want you to look at the good guy. And that's why the murder consciousness went into the good guy, because no one would suspect it. But if a true psychic investigation, we have to look at all of it. Even the fact that Candace Owens is in on it. I just heard informant. Because we're on the 5D spread now, guys. The 5D spread, what is that? When people say, we're going to the 5D, it means we're on a spread. So these timelines where I say that Erika Kirk traverses the timelines and stuff, they go back to the timeline when you're small to do the switch. You know what I mean? Because you'll be gullible, you know? What I'm saying on the 5D, we've left 3D consciousness. We've left the 4D is the gateway to the 5D. 4D is just a gateway. If you stay in the gateway, then you're in purgatory. That's what the fourth density is. That's the fourth dimension, is literally the gateway into the 5D sphere. In the 5D, you have your 5-dimensional avatar on the board. And what this means is you have awareness of yourself as multiple, as one and many. So when we look at the good guy Tao having the consciousness of the original Charlie, and we can look at this metaphorically, maybe he did want to be good. Maybe when he died, he saw that what he did was bad. So I'm in a toy store, let me get into the good guy. But because he was unhealed, and he had just literally lived his life murdering, because he was unhealed, that consciousness was tainted the good guy. And the good guy, the avatar of that was also, we got Erika Kirk behind the black magic of that. So because of all those negative things working, the Charles consciousness truly couldn't be the good guy. And when we zone out and we look at the Freeman, we've been channeling, this whole thing is to take the free man status, because Charles means Freeman. Erika Kirk's maiden name means Freeman. Hunter Kozak, the last person who asked him the question right before the incident, his last name means Freeman. The whole point is they're saying that the Freeman status is being taken away, and AI is helping to usher that in. And Erika Kirk is traced back to this kind of AI energy where she's kind of part of a larger AI motherhood or something. AI mothership, motherhood, something like that. And so this is a 5D reading where these people are one, but they are yet many. Do you see what I'm saying? So let me get into the comments here. A surname or last name is the same as a family name. Yep. Many family names came from occupations. Yep. In Freemasonry, Tyler is a senior officer who guides the lodge of the entrance and secrets. It even talks about, when I looked it up before, a Masonic lodge, Tyler's name. What did I see? I said I saw Erika Kirk remote viewing from a Masonic lodge. Tyler is a guard of that. Do you see how Tyler stood up to take the fall? Instantly they said, yup, that's him. He was with his trans, boyfriend, and that's him. And he took responsibility. And his grandmother was like, no, he would never do nothing like this. But he took responsibility because he's the guard at the Masonic lodge. He is one of the towel makers of the roof. He's part of it. He's part of the PSYOP. The Tyler is a towel maker of roof and floors. He was spotted on a roof. Come on, y'all. Come on, catch up. He was spotted on the roof, and then they just remodeled the floor where the incident happened. That's what Tyler means. And then it's traced back to Freemasonry, where he's literally the guard of the entrance of the Masonic lodge, where I saw Erika Kirk remote viewing from. Tyler is in on this thing. And even remember, Erika Kirk had a music video with some guy named Tyler. So this name is familiar. Because what we're looking at is the builder. Even Candace Owens says she's one of the Masons at Turning Point. So she's one of the builders. Tyler's one of the builders. Erika Kirk is the freaking magic woman, whatever. Charlie's the one that had the talent. And so his consciousness keeps being reseeded into different avatars. Next, like I said, they wanted to go into a civil rights activist. I saw it going to a black man, but this could also be someone else that is a minority or melanated. But in the movie, the rule said Since Tyler found out that he's a second gen, he can. Chucky has the right to possess Tyler, and that's why he's controlling Tyler. Not him. We had to zone out. It's a whole operation happening. Because these people don't have autonomy over themselves. They're also answering to a larger order, a Masonic order. My spirit don't lie. My spirit don't lie. I feel it. I feel that lining up. I feel it. I know that we are onto something. And so he, in the meantime, in the interim, he's using Tyler Robinson's body, because he could temporarily, like the rule said, he can, if he wanted to, get into that. Although ultimately it will be in a civil rights leader. We might see someone pop up on the scene out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they have, like Charlie Kirk did, pop up on the scene as a YouTuber, and all of a sudden you got hundreds of millions of dollars being funneled through this organization called Turning Point USA. That's what I'm saying. He's a YouTuber. Let's not forget, he was a YouTuber traveling to college campuses. He wasn't even a graduate of college. Did he go to community college, girl? You don't give someone that kind of money unless it has something to do with a larger order, is what I'm saying. You guys swish this around in your brain a little while. Maybe it might take some time. Let it marinate. Let it marinate. But I've laid this thing down, and we're going to continue to look at it. And maybe I'll be able to bring it into more of a 3D sort of language for us so we can understand it. But you just wait and you watch. What I'm saying is what I said from the very beginning. Candace Owens is part of it, and Erika Kirk is the grand wizard. And I still feel the same about Charlie. I feel that on a soul level, Charlie is good. But this is a second gen consciousness. And maybe the consciousness found itself in Charlie Kirk, simply in the avatar Charlie Kirk, because it came from something bad. But because Erika is still the handler in every lifetime, the forever handler. I channeled that before. She's his forever handler. He can't truly actually get all the way where he wants to be in alignment with his true soul, because just like she did to Candace Owens, remember the lifetime I said she had helped Candace Owens produce heirs, because that was very important, because back then you needed to produce heirs to hold your status. It's kind of the same vibe of what I get with Charlie Kirk, right? That she helped him go from the bad guy that he was, his first gen consciousness, to go into another avatar. But because the avatar and the magic is done by her, it's still tainted. And so therefore he was not given enough of a new script to be able to diffuse some of the negative things that his first generation consciousness came from, is what I'm saying. So until Erika Kirk is out of the picture, this will continue to happen to Charlie Kirk. And in some regards, to Candace Owens too. Because she truly is like the hand that rocks the cradle. And so when we scale this thing all back, this is coming from past lives. Like, these souls have been doing this for a very long time. And Erika Kirk has been rocking the cradle. And she has been essentially using magic to move consciousness to and from. And these soul contracts, she really does use that as a bargaining tool. If you don't believe that's true, I remove entities for a living, and I will ask them, do you have a contract with this client? Sometimes the contract was formed 100 years ago, or even 100 lifetimes ago. That's why you got to heal in every lifetime, in every timeline, because eventually it will catch up. There isn't any way around not healing, because eventually it's going to find you. The unhealed version of yourself through the karmic mirror will confront you at a period of time where you're going to have to deal with that. So this is all I want to say. Sorry, guys, when I come here, you have to understand, a lot of people record their videos and their channels and stuff. I'm doing this live. So you guys are getting the pieces in as they are rolling out. And then we try to make sense of them. And I just like to do it that way. It's faster for me. B, I feel like this is how, you know, your skills should be. They should not be edited. Your skills should not be edited, you know. You should just be able to get the messages and make sense of it. So I hope that makes sense. We will continue to explore this, but what it's looking like is when we zone out, it still all goes back to Erika Kirk. What we have truly is Candace and Charlie truly in bondage. Because if you were to take Erika Kirk out of the picture and you just kind of look at it at face value, you might say, oh yeah, that Charlie's a horrible person, or that Candace is horrible. But when you start to add more pieces and more players into the game, then your perception changes of what you thought. That's what happened with me when we were, you know, and I was like, oh my God, the Candace, you know, her energy's going to the Masonic order, all of this. But as we started to look at this thing from more angles and expand in different templates, now we understood why this was showing up. Because Erika Kirk was always this dark cloud over her energy field from the soul contract back from way back when she helped her produce these heirs. The karmic debt had not been paid, or the energy had not been cleared, right? Because it's not really truly karmic debt. It's about the energy not being cleared. And it's the same thing with Charlie. So that's what I want to say. So yeah, I know they cursing the day they ever met Erika. But isn't it funny how Charlie Kirk's parents, so when you see his parents not talking, because they're in on it too. And people don't have to know they're in on it. They don't have to know that they plug into this. Just like the black guy showed. He has no idea about this, that I saw that they want to use someone like him. Or they really want him, or if they can't get him, they'll use someone like him. They will model this person after him because they see his light. That's what they want. So you can be part of a PSYOP and not know that you are. Tyler Robinson probably walked into the room one day as a kid, saw something, and they've been holding this over his head for a long time. And now his name became part of the PSYOP because his name is trace it back to the Freemasons. He's the one guarding the whole thing. That's why he was like, it's me who did it. He had to say that because of the rule. I digress. I'm done here. Subscribe, like the video. Guys, yep, go ahead and look through the links. I have some discounts. You can enroll in the January fast with us and quantum healing, where we're going to heal on a quantum level. And then if you want to book your quantum telepathic hypnosis with past life regression, that discount link is listed down below, and it's only discounted until December 31st. It's literally $300 off. I can't make it any cheaper, but this is a call for the end of the year to get your healing, because we're moving all of this gunk. Look at all this trash that's coming out. This last timeline or age has been real messy, but we're going into a new vibration. It's not just the year of the one, but it literally is like one of the first breaths of the new age. You know, and so that's why we do the clearing. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and all your beautiful comments. Thank you so much for every single one of you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, wait, let me read the last one. Maybe no connection in anything, but again, Alice Eves was called Laura Tyler and Decoy Bride. Lord, that's a whole nother. Okay, I'm gonna look at that, and then Annabelle. So thank you. I'm copying this, and we're gonna look into that. Thank you guys so very much. And there's so much, and I think that Tyler is a massive piece, because his name can be found in a lot of, even a president, I think, had Tyler in their name. So I think Tyler is a vehicle. Thank you. Natalie, you do this to me a lot. You spark something in me. You spark me. spark me. I think Tyler is a vehicle in general, like a shell to move maybe energy or to move consciousness. Because we need to explore more about that name, and it's about building. It's about, you know, being the guard, the Freemasons. I think they bring in something like a Tyler. Like obviously not a Tyler, move the images away, and we're talking about a energetic vehicle to hide things, to cloak things, to move things. That's what it's given. It's given that. Deeper dive, yes, we will. And Angelic Starseed, yeah, just email me. Instructions, 4, humanity@gmail.com. Subscribe to my other channel at Karmic Justice TV. The details are somewhere down here, you know. Because when I have enough to go live there, we're going to go live on that channel too. It's just easier for me. But yes, so all the links are down below. Angelic Starseed, the discount links are down below. If you don't see anything, just email me and we will get this together. Kesha, yes, you're late. It's okay. Re-watch this. Rewatch this. And I'm gonna sum it up in another video. You know how I always do, I give you guys a recap, because you know when I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna be getting more source codes and it's all gonna become clear. This is all PSYOP, guys. Everyone's in on it, whether they know it or not. And the rabbit hole that Erika Kirk even mentioned, I saw an image of Charlie in the rabbit hole. They want us in the hole. What do you do when someone's in a hole? You bury it. You bury it. What is this, the year the 9, the final season finale? That's it. You bury it. And also, too, this is a dead timeline. That's why no one can feel Christmas. You can't feel the Christmas spirit pulse. Because we're watching this is a dead timeline, and you realize that we're on our new timeline watching, but still having the good guy doll in our hand. Right? Do you see? And Tyler is a vehicle for moving timelines, shifting moving consciousness. We're going to plug that in. We're not done with him. Remember I said I would get to him when the energy moves. The energy has shifted now to this. So that's what I want to say. They want to bury us because you have woken up. They didn't want you to see no evil. Speak no evil, Charlie, Erika, see. Charlie, speak. And Trump, hear. That's what this whole thing is about. Because your awakening was coming. Don't let them see don't let them see it. Don't let them hear it. Don't let them speak it. Got to stop them. Get them down the Charlie Kirk rabbit hole. And even Charlie being Truman. So that's the thing. When we still go back to Charlie, he's still been enslaved, kind of. Even if Charlie was a bad man in the last version of himself, we all play different roles. You're going to play a saint, a murderer, a hoe, you know, all of that, a homeless person. You're going to play all these things. But what we truly have is his consciousness being enslaved, because Erika Kirk's energy is always there to do the transfer, to do either the black magic, to do the transfer of it. And so it's never coming through. It's never getting a chance to literally return and to purify and truly cleanse with source. It's always been hijacked and manipulated and taken from avatar to avatar. So in a way, too, we have this enslaved energy coming from Charlie, too. And, you know, hence why the PSYOP. They're telling you that some of these people are free, like Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk was free. Her maiden last name means Freeman. But Charles means Freeman, but he was in the hole. And that's where they want us. They want us down the Charlie Kirk rabbit hole with him. And it's just weird. It's weird. I'm just going to end it here because we can examine this thing from here to, 2 a.m. But I digress. Thank you guys for being here this evening. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I love you, I love you, I love you. And so it is as we walk together in divine love. Be well, guys.